This paper will focus on Zimbabwe area and start from the analysis of trophy hunting operating since nowadays, and as a big challenge for local creature living conditions and economic development. Current positive and negative tourism-related impacts we'll discuss too. Through studying the local government regulations and learn from other success examples, few recommendations and solutions could be provided in the end. The first part of paper will introduce the trophy hunting in Zimbabwe and the government issue. In 19th and 20th century, trophy hunting is very prosperous in Southern Africa. Zimbabwe, Tanzania, and other 21 countries are all allow legal hunting and form a complete industrial chain. And this legal industry brings hundreds of millions of dollars in fiscal revenue to the government each year. Because of the huge market, hunting has formed an unshakable industrial chain in Africa. Just as the Zimbabwe government allows foreigner tourists and residents to hunt in specific places and conditions, Zimbabwe University scholar Peter has pointed out that Zimbabwe is rich in wildlife resources and is one of the least developed countries in the world. In a country where per capita GDP is less than 1.8% in the United States, and the country has not solved the problem of food and clothing yet. So the strategy of government is to use limited hunting for better protection of country.
Trophy hunting can play an essential role in the conservation of African wildlife. Killing more elephants to help save the species is one existing strategy of advert. Zimbabwe government tried to invite hunters from rich countries to pay generous fees to shoot specified numbers of elephants and use that amount of money for conservation and to give local communities a wide channel get revenue. But the negative aspect also exists and bit of under control as trophy hunting freely development. Zimbabwe elephants are in trouble. Their numbers have fallen from as many as 10 million 100 years ago to as few as 400,000 today. Anti-hunting people often argue that spending money on diamonds and fancy cars is one thing, but going out to deliberately kill a beautiful living creatures to make it into an ugly stuffed trophy makes quite a group of people feel angry and incomprehensible, terribly sad for these innocent animals. It's hard to believe that the situation has reached the point where killing is the best way to conserve.
Trophy hunting tourism should be banned. The government can use the land to build a museum where currently set aside for wildlife. The theme of museum can be the animal in Zimbabwe, their habits and history. The museum can attract many people to travel Zimbabwe. With this change, the good impact will be no wildlife dies legally, and people will not complain or have a prejudice of Zimbabwe government. It can improve the international image. The government should build more tourism industry to attract more tourists.
From above discussions, many authors took pro-hunting side, suggesting that trophy hunting is still considered as one sustainable way of supporting conservation in African countries, endowed with abundant wildlife species. However, some countries sniffed the scent of dangers of trophy hunting and tried to ban them, but result in unbalanced ecosystem. Trophy hunting was banned in Kenya in 1977, in Tanzania during 1973 to 1978, and in Zambia from 2000 through 2003. Each of these bans resulted in an accelerated loss of wildlife due to the removal of incentive for conservation. We came up several possible solutions to deal with the critical discussion about trophy hunting. First is conservation should have a criteria adherence to codes and requirements for sex, age, and minimum size of trophies, and have regulations for what time in the year should hunters allow to hunting. Second is the certification program It is to ensure that certain countries that want to promote stop hunting have a sustainable program. Third is adherence to national legislation, regulation with national hunting associations, and adherence to agreed upon ethical standards. In conclusion, trophy hunting indeed play a big part in Zimbabwe's tourism. This paper discussed the current analysis of trophy hunting and what legal system had done to continue this critical tourism in Zimbabwe. We discussed the positive and negative impacts that trophy hunting that possibly bring, and what change we can make on current policy. At last, few solutions will be provided to minimize the critical issue trophy hunting that created.